Let's go! As I am sure you all know, the crypto markets have been experiencing a major dip over the past couple of days. As is usually the case, Bitcoin starting dipping first, and then of course altcoins follow its lead as prices are highly correlated to that of Bitcoin. If you have been keeping up with my trading videos, then you knew that I had talked about the potential for a dip here and you were prepared for it. However, even if you did not see it coming, there is no need to worry, as overall, the crypto market, they are still extremely bullish, and this dip is a healthy part of the bull cycle. With that in mind, it is a good time to go shopping for altcoins that are now at a bit cheaper prices than before the dip. This is why today I am going to be talking about Polkadot and other coins within the Polkadot ecosystem. A new wave of hype is building around the Polkadot ecosystem now that the roadmap has been laid out for when the Parachain auctions will begin and when users will finally be able to start actually taking advantage of and using the Polkadot network to its full capacity. With that hype building and the full mainnet launch closer than ever, combined with the lowered prices due to the dip, many Polkadot coins are looking like enticing investments right now. In today's video, I will be sharing where we are on the Polkadot roadmap. So if you're interested in Polkadot overall, this is a video for you. But we're also going to make some analysis on Polkadot and Kusama, and also a couple of other Polkadot coins that are prepared to take off as soon as this overall dip in the market is over. Before I jump into all of that, make sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications if you enjoy being kept up to date on all of the important crypto news and the best coins to buy, because I post about that every day. So, alright, let's get started with a look at the Polkadot roadmap overall. As you may have already known, the current phase of development is the testing of Parachain functionality on the Rococo testnet. Try saying that 10 times in a row. Rococo actually launched back in August, and since then people have known that testing was going on, but have not really had an idea of when that testing would be over. That is not because Polkadot is trying to keep it a secret, but just because the tests are extremely in-depth and the team wants to make sure everything is perfect before moving on. The original estimate for when Parachains were expected to roll out was during Q1 of this year, but there has been some doubt recently about whether or not that deadline will be met, as Q1 is over at the end of March. However, Alex Melikov, the CEO of Polkadot Parachain candidate Equilibrium, recently said in an interview that his project is optimistic about the timeline of the Polkadot Parachain launch, even though the latest updates to the Rococo testnet are indicating the necessity of further amendments to the technology. This is good news to everyone, because it is nice to hear that from someone so closely involved with the development of the ecosystem. After all, it does make sense that people such as Meliko, who are going to be bidding significant amounts of money to obtain a Parachain slots, would be kept up to date on development progress. He then continued to say that after Kusama launches, which is the step after Rococo, that we will expectedly see DOT auctions launched quite soon. These two pieces of information combined to give us the feeling that we are nearing the end of the Rococo development, because if Meliko is optimistic about the timeline of the Polkadot Parachain launch, that sounds like he believes that the Q1 deadline could still be met, which would mean Parachains arriving in less than a month and a half. Another way to tell that this testing phase is nearly over is by analyzing the public GitHub activity. For those of you who do not know, GitHub is a website where source code for open source project is made available for anyone to analyze, look for bugs, or just stay up to date with the progress that is being made. While it may be difficult for people like us without extensive blockchain development knowledge to tell what is going on, people who understand what is happening are saying that it looks like the last major obstacles are being worked on before Polkadot can finally move on from the Rococo phase to the Kusama phase, and then finally to full-on Polkadot functionality. So this is definitely some exciting news, as a lot of us have been waiting for a long time now to actually be able to use the Polkadot network. The other reason so many people are excited for Polkadot to be fully functional is because of the profits that will be able to be made through DOT, Kusama, and other coins within the ecosystem. Let me explain why Parachains are so bullish for DOT and Kusama specifically. First, there's of course the hype that will help push prices upwards, but the main reason is that anyone who wants to lease a Parachain slot has to pay for it in DOT if it is on the Polkadot, and Kusama if it is on Kusama. This will create a strong wave of buying pressure as teams raise the amount of coins needed to secure their spots. Another thing to note is that a Parachain slots, they are leased, not permanently purchased, which means that there will be continuous buying pressure resulting from all of the different projects needing to pay for their slots. DOT and Kusama actually were not as heavily affected by the dip as other alts, but they are still notably lower than before. As I am recording this video, Polkadot is 15% below the high it had created just before the dip, and Kusama is down 11% from its own high. So by the time you watch this video, things may have changed, but right now they look like nice buying opportunities. Both coins were performing extremely well before this downwards move, and I expect that trend to continue once this correction is finished. One thing to note is that it is possible that Kusama and DOT will not pump at exactly the same time because, as the roadmap shows, Kusama Parachains come before the Polkadot Parachains. This could mean that while both Kusama and Polkadot will likely see growth, Kusama could pump hard first and then DOT once the Kusama testnet phase is completed. Aside from buying Kusama and DOT, another way that investors can play the Parachain rollouts is by buying the coins of projects that win the Parachain auctions. There have already been a handful of projects that have announced that they will be bidding for Parachain slots, but of course, there is no way to know which projects will be the highest bidder and win the first couple of slots. If you did not know, slots are auctioned off on a rolling basis rather than all at once. This means that the first slots will likely have the most competition around them, as every project will be trying to become the first official Parachains. This rolling schedule will help create the steady and continuous buying pressure that I mentioned earlier. Currently, some of the more notable projects looking to obtain Parachain slots are Akala, Moonbeam, Edgeware, Robonomics, Ontology, Darwinia, and Fala. There are of course many others, as Parachain slots are a goal for many projects. I have covered a couple of those projects in previous videos, but if you would like to see a video dedicated towards sharing the projects most likely to win the Parachain auctions, then let me know down in the comments and I will go ahead and make one. I also post daily videos about how I am currently trading, as well as covering all of the important events going on related to the crypto markets. So if you are new to this channel, you need to subscribe right now. Alright guys, that's it for this video. So right now I want to head over to our latest altcoin gem we talked about, and that is of course Solana, and a lot of people are still sleeping on this. So if you have not yet checked out my Solana video, you need to check it out right now. It's popping up in the middle of this video, and I will see you right there.